Right then, morning. Right then, now we're in the truck. And it's just you and me in the truck. I'm going to put my 50 pence worth in the meter and give you my opinion on this truck shortage malarkey. Yeah, the money matters, but I think a lot of people have jumped on the bandwagon of the poor money. The situation is, we are uneducated grunts. Now, don't be telling me that you are highly educated and you're behind the wheel, because if you were highly educated, you wouldn't be sitting behind the wheel doing what you're doing, earning as little as you're earning. So that's put that one to sleep for the moment. We've earned good money. If you're willing to work hard and put the hours in, the hours are available. It's up to you to go and do it if you want, or volunteer, or, you know, do all that sort of a thing. So we're poorly paid, but we've made it up by working hard and putting in the hours. I think it's just, there's lots and lots and lots of tiny little things that has made the job worse. It's been it's the best job you can get. Stick your arm out the window, put your shades on, turn your music up, and go and make your delivery. That's what it was always like. It was fantastic. And you go to wherever you're going, you throw the SH1T off, and then you get a phone call. Right, Reggie, make your way back. Go here, pick it up and bring it back. So, hold on. Yeah, somebody walking by. So, it is a fantastic job. And if you're a grafter and you want to earn money, this is the job. But added to that, and another good thing, I'm going to go good and I'm going to go bad. I'm going to try and between the two. Another thing that hasn't been good is what idiot said that legally you can start at 4 in the morning, which means a 3 o'clock get up at least. You know, you've got to get up at 3 o'clock, ready to be in work 4 o'clock. That you can work 15 hours legally, and then you can have a 9-hour break. Now, in that 9-hour break, you've got to travel home. So let's say the average travelling home is about half an hour. Some are a little more, some are a little less. You've got to eat your tea and you've got to sleep. And then you've got to get up early morning again, an hour before you go to work, to do another shift. What arsehole decided that was a good idea? That's the thing. Well, I'll tell you which a-hole that said that. The a-hole that isn't doing it, because it's really tough getting up that time early in the morning. It suits some. We're all different. Some of us like early mornings, some of us like late nights. Myself, I'm not mad keen. Now, if you said to me, Reggie, we've got a special bit of a one-off this week to go there, get up early, go get it done, that's all right. If you said to me, Reggie, we've got a delivery at 9 o'clock in the morning in the middle of London, well, I'd say I want to be there at 6 o'clock in the morning, sitting there waiting, get in, let all the madness of the traffic, get your delivery and get out. So that on certain circumstances, there's a good and a fair reason to say that, you know, this is a bit of a special job, get your arse in gear, get up there, get it done. But the offices, the transport offices, you know, they just you've got 3 hours left. How many hours have you done? Oh, well, I've done 12. Oh, you've got 3 hours left. Just pop round the corner and do that. So that's not one of the, you know, that's a bad thing of it. The conditions, the CPC, what a farce that has been, you know. You need 5 courses. You can do the very same course 5 times. It just tells you what a farce the CPC has. They're not telling us about things that are practical and that we use every day. They're telling us about stuff that we've got no control over. They might say, well, you've got a crack in your glass, you're not supposed to drive around, or you break a mirror, you know the mirrors that we've got. We smash a mirror, you're not supposed to drive with it. Well, if the boss man, for whatever reason, maybe money's tight, or for whatever reason, if the boss man doesn't spend his money and fix whatever's wrong, how is it our fault? Do you know what I mean? But we get the infringement. Everything's been piled upon the driver, on and on and on. The Vossa pull you now you don't get pulled very often. Everybody threatens everybody. Oh, the Vossa's gonna this, the Vossa's gonna that. in truth, in 35 years of driving, I don't think I've been pulled 5 times. And as long as you speak nicely to them and they speak nicely back to you, there's no problem. I haven't got a problem in the job that Vossa try to do. They try and keep us legal. I mean, they've improved the trucks. I mean, come on, boys. The bags of rubbish we used to drive around in, you forget that where the pedals were, there used to be a draft in the winter, come up your legs. The heater would never keep it warm. The window winders never worked. How many of us have stuffed a rag down the gearbox when we had gearboxes, manual gearboxes? The gator would go, you'd stuff rags down there to keep warm. You used to sleep across the engine. So there's been an improvement. The trucks have improved no end, and that's thanks to the Vossa chasing, making sure there's no wrecks on the road anymore. They haven't really improved. They've locked. If you go down south, you go down by the docks, they lock up all the laybys. You know, where are you going to stop? I mean, who wants to, especially now with stealing the fuel and stealing the loads, who wants to sleep at the side of the road and SH1T in the woods with the bears? Huh? Who wants to do that? Who wants to do that? There's not enough parking. I mean, a perfect example is the new services that they put out around the M25. They're instantly full. Doesn't that tell you something? If you go to the parking on that one by the M3 there, it's a massive truck park, massive truck park, but even they get full, and then they move them onto where the cars park when they get full. So it just screams at you there's not enough safe parking, and the cost of parking, well, I know the firms cover it, but it's even not fair. The price of a patch of ground to park your truck on is ridiculous. It's just not fair. It's just not fair for everyone roundabout. It's only fair for you if you own the ground and you want to park a truck on it. You know. So there's been a lot of things. It is a good job. You can, if you're willing to work hard, you can graft, you can earn money. It's not a bad job. It's just the little things that they've put upon, added on. And obviously the wages matter, but they don't matter that much. It's one of those things. I have to get paid because I have to earn a living, but I would do this for nothing if I could afford it. It's great sitting behind the wheel with your arm out the window with your stereo on. And obviously there are good firms and there are bad firms. Now, I've always been agency. I've always been self-employed, so I like the situation where if I don't like me, don't book me, you know. So when they booked me and they've said, right, we'll average you again next week, well, I know in my tiny little mind that, oh, I'm all right, they appreciate me. We need them, we need the bosses, we need the people that run the trucks, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that pay our bills, they're the ones that are paying for our houses. But also, you've got to remember, they need us. We've got the bit of paper that tells us we can drive these things. There should be some way of bringing the drivers forward. I mean, for instance, now in Focus, I spent a few years in Focus as an agency driver. If you were going to say, now I live in the Walsall area, so if I was going to Walsall, I'd look at my notes, he'd give me go and deliver that to the Focus in Walsall. I would go to a filing cabinet, I would look for A, B, C, D, W, I would pull W out, I would have a look, Walsall, right, and I had a map. I had a map of what a driver had written. Sometimes they were good, sometimes they weren't so good. But a driver had told me which way to go from the north or from the south, whatever. If you were coming off the M5 or if you were coming off the M6, it told you how to get to these addresses. Now all that's died off. The old-fashioned transport firms and the old-fashioned way of doing it was better. Now the reason the youngsters aren't getting experience is they're not being helped. They're just given a set of keys, and if you smash it up, it's your own fault. There's no way of nurturing, right, we've got a young driver here, send him to the easy jobs. All right, now he's been with us 4 or 5 months. Let's there's a bit of a difficult job here, let's send him on a difficult job. Or we've got 2 loads going, let's send those 2 drivers together, follow him, go to that job there and follow him into that job, and then you'll know where that is. There's none of that. You're just left on your own with your sat-nav. Thank goodness for sat-navs, thank goodness for phones and Google. It's improved it, but it's only improved it for us that knew anyway how to get around. There's no way of bringing on the drivers, bringing them training, giving them the time, still doing the work, but they have to know these places. You have to know how to get into some of these places. You have to look at the address. You pretty well, when you look at an address, you think, oh, this even sounds like a shit address. Now sometimes you get there and it's fine, and other times you think, oh, this is all right, this is an industrial estate, and you get there and, you know, it's a matchbox industrial estate. So that's my and the other good thing about driving is the longer you've done it, that you can become an old fart and drive around. So if you want to work to the very end of your life, truck driving is the thing to do, because you may be a youngster and you may be working, but it's only a youngster's job. You know, I can't be digging ditches. You know, the fit people can dig ditches, but that's not an old man's job. The truck driving is an old man. You can become an old man driving trucks, which is a good thing. So it's not such a bad thing. It's just that there's lots and lots more negative than positive, and now it's just biting you all on the arse. Yeah. So that's my my rough 50p in the meter. That's my bit. You know, I'm sure there's things I've forgotten. So all have a great time, and all in all, truck driving isn't such a bad job, or it hasn't been a bad job, and it's fed me, it's fed and watered me my whole life.